to Dialogues of the Immigrant Village. Bienvenidos a Diálogos de la Villa Inmigrante. Now in English, as is our tradition. First we did it in Spanish, now I will do it in English. First invitation. Tomorrow at Secate, we have a workshop of family legal readiness. And we have invited lawyer Daniel Cortez from Villanova Law School. We have Licenciada Sandy Nayeli Manrique, who is a paralegal. And we have also Luke O'Connell, representing the office of Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon. We have Consul of Mexico, Carlos Obrador. And we have State Representative Greg Scott. All of them will come tomorrow to Secate to provide legal advice and also to provide resources that can help the families to create a plan of contingency. We know that this is an important action for the families to feel secure, to feel safe, and to have already a plan. We know that this is a sad situation. However, more ready we are, better. Therefore, if you are an ally, you are welcome, and this is important. This is important for the community, and this is important for our kids and our families. Having said that, I want to now to address an editorial comment, which I think is key on these days in which I encourage to non-violence. Therefore, let me read it to you because this is the article that soon will be published, and I want now to share it to the audience. Therefore, there are only a few more minutes, and as I said, this is a midweek Diálogos de la Vía Inmigrante. Also, I want to let you know that on Friday of this week, I am interviewing Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon at 3 p.m. and we'll have a conversation on many important topics for our community. Therefore, connect this Friday at 3 p.m. It will be in YouTube, Revarte. It will be in Villa Inmigrante Facebook and in my Facebook line here. Okay, having said that, let me read this editorial comment that I want to share to you. Trump's strategy is chaos, and we must not fail into it. Donald Trump thrives on chaos. We have seen this before. During the protests following the murder of George Floyd and the violent repression of Black Lives Matter activists in Washington, D.C., what we are seeing now, especially in places like Los Angeles, is a continuation of the same authoritarian playbook, only that this time is more severe. Let's be clear. The violence erupting today is not generated by the people or communities. It is being manufactured by the Trump administration itself. In a moment of political desperation and amid legal and moral collapse, Trump has unleashed ICE with a brutal force across the country. Raids and abuses are being reported not only in major cities and states, but also in the smaller towns like Norristown or sections of the city like South Philly. This abuse has inflicted unimaginable pain on thousands of immigrant families. That pain has turned into deep frustration as the administration follows its familiar double down strategy: attack harder, escalate more, and then deploy military forces against civilians. National Guard units and even the Marines are now being used as instruments of repression. The government labels protesters as traitors, when in reality it is the administration itself that betrays the core values of this nation. This chaos is not accidental, and I want to say it again. This chaos is not accidental. It is strategic. Trump generates disorder because it consolidates his power. But we must not fall into this trap. Now is the time for courage, but also calm. The civil rights movement taught us that nonviolent resistance is the most powerful tool we have. But it demands something of us: discipline, control, and what Dr. King called self-purification. What is self-purification? In the letter from Birmingham jail, he described it as a deep reflection on our motivations as a movement. It's a deep reflection of our emotions. It is a deep reflection of our actions. It is through this process that we renew our commitment daily. It is through this process that we learn from our mistakes and missteps. And it is the process to strengthen. Therefore, we resolve and we improve. There is no fear and there is no shame in recognizing mistakes, but it is if we reject the idea to have feedback, to learn, to test ourselves. Starting, I will say it, I try to do it every day. It's so important, especially leaders. Leaders, we need constant self-purification. We need constant to test ourselves, to reflect ourselves, because when we lead, we are responsible. Therefore, if we want to move on into the nonviolent resistance, self-purification is very important. We have the antidote to this cause. We have it. We have the strength, but we don't have the chance to react as he expects that we will react. We must remember, this battle will not be won through violence or outrage or anger. It will be won with discipline. It will be won with unity. It will be won with solidarity. It will be won with intelligence. And it will be won with an uncheckable power of nonviolence. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey, on this struggle during the couple days since last week and beyond. And thank you for your support. And I want to remind you that tomorrow we have this workshop from 6:30 to 8 p.m. that this has to do with family legal readiness. We believe that this action is very important to our families to feel safe. We believe that this action is very important for them to have a security net in the case of the worst scenario. It is sad that we have to think on this, but this is the reality. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. And I remind you, tomorrow we have the workshop, and on Friday we'll have the interview with Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon here in Diálogos de la Vía Inmigrante. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches, buenas tardes y que viva la comunidad.